Join us for this episode of Chuffed Adventures as we get to work on Janet the engine and other boat jobs, and I help deliver a puppy party. We had just made it back to Panama City and the busy anchorage of Las Brisas when we discovered that Chuffed had actually been left unlocked for 2 weeks. Oops. Thankfully, all was well inside, but like all locked up boats, she smelt a bit like Grandma's closet and needed some airing out. Within 24 hours of returning, we were greeted by some of Panama's classic wet season weather. Look what the storm did to our poor snub line. With the worst of the weather gone for now, we got to work installing some of Chuffed's new toys. I got started on the EPIRB while Joel focused on the battery monitor. Are you literally drilling a circle?
All I have is this. And this, so yeah.
Oh my god.
Luckily it doesn't have to be too pretty because I can put this cover on it and nobody will ever be able to tell.
Yeah, I feel like there must be an easier way to do this.
Oh, there is. But when you don't have all the right tools on the boat, you just have to make do with what you've got.
Alright, we're going to install our EPIRB for safety. All by myself. Yeah. Although this seems like a small job, I'm often filming or vetting when this type of work goes on board, and it's fun to know I can get stuck into it and get the job done too. Yeah, perfecto. Alright, so the EPIRB is installed, so if we ever have to use it, which hopefully we won't, we just have to flick that across and then hold down that red button and it starts transmitting signal. But it's also will work automatically if it goes in water as well. So it is a very good thing to have. We're very, very glad we've got it on board now. Joel was finishing up mounting the battery monitor screen, and it certainly looked a lot better with that hole covered.
So this is our bad battery. I gotta get this one out before I start putting stuff in.
With the naughty battery out, Joel got cracking on wiring the battery monitor shunt, which connects our input and outputs on the battery, giving us the readings. The readings include amps in and out, the current battery voltage, and the charge percentage of the batteries, amongst many other things. This will help us keep track of energy consumption on board, which is really important when we're using solar for all of our energy. The next morning we were off to find the remaining parts and fittings for the new fuel filter. A lot of our time is actually spent waiting for buses and walking store to store trying to find a specific part.
Ah, 5.16.
5.16.
Es muy
Un cuarto a
poquito.
5.16.
Sí, muy pequeño.
¿O posible un conectar
Sí, pero
de
porque-
este y
porque
este?
tan chico.
La manguera.
Sí.
La manguera ya
Ah,
está
sí,
así.
ok. So necesito este talle para la bombera. Es
¿De qué tamaño?
más pequeño. La línea, el tubo este talle.
Es 5.16.
Eventually we walked out with what we wanted, and we're off to PriceMart for some supplies and a new battery. The PriceMart batteries are cheaper at only $120, but they are meant to last a while and suit our needs for now. We also stocked up on food supplies because Costa Rica is known to be a bit more pricey than Panama. We are very, very low in the water right now. We made the mistake of taking old Merc out for a run again to make sure he stays healthy. He's also a bit lighter than the sexy new Yamaha, and for trips like these, we need as little weight as possible. Come on, Merc. You have like a half
Don't lie.
We both got a little bit sick in America, so stuff's everywhere. Joel's coughing. That's why you keep seeing tablets in all of our video clips. So excuse our voices a little bit. And we're on the mend though. We should be better in a couple of days, I reckon. But there ain't no rest for the wicked, and Joel got to work putting in the new battery.
You don't normally want to tilt the battery like that. The fluid runs out.
We don't really have a choice though to get it in that space.
But it worked out right.
Didn't spill any?
No.
The wiring took a bit of time, but soon enough Joel had it all connected.
Okay. Well, battery's reinstalled. A little messy, but gets the job done. We've got our battery monitor shunt here with battery cable going to the bank, and it's actually really easy to install. It just had these two wires here. This one runs to the positive of the battery bank. This is just like your data cable for like a phone or something. Like, I mean, if people still use landlines, that's what it looks like. And then this is where all the load, the negative side of the load. So this is the solar going into it, and going to the negative bus bar at the distribution panel.
So we finally have all of the parts to put the new fuel filter in, right?
I hope so.
We're pretty sure.
Oh no, I need another hose clamp. It's too small.
Really?
I got more hose clamps.
Okay. Such a beautiful work environment.
So, clean air and clean fuel are very important for engine operation. This filter's not too bad.
That's the air filter?
Yeah. And I'll be looking at installing the new fuel filter. That big behemoth there.
And it's a fuel filter but also a fuel water separator, right?
Yeah, it's filtering out water and particulates.
Cool. Joel connected the new fuel tubing that goes from the filter to the fuel pump, and we began the puzzling job of working out the best place to put it all.
What do you think? Just needs to be just a little bit bigger, yeah?
Yeah, it almost fit. Maybe like half a centimetre longer. So you're just trying to find a position for the fuel pump?
Yeah, just to be a bit out of the way.
Mm-hmm. In the midst of all this, I got an urgent phone call from a rescue centre on the other side of Panama that had monkeys falling ill and dying. Joel raced me to shore with all of my veterinary supplies as I stuffed my face with some lunch, knowing I might not get another chance today. On arrival at the local vet, I masked and gloved up and began my examination and treatment. Many diseases can be transmitted from humans to monkeys and vice versa, so it's really important to wear a mask and gloves when handling these animals. Unfortunately, this didn't translate so well for the local veterinarians who weren't really that concerned. This group of capuchin monkeys were showing signs of neurological and respiratory problems and were falling ill then dying within 24 hours. The investigation of disease outbreaks like this is known as epidemiology. It's a very interesting but challenging field, We took blood and mucus samples and I began a broad treatment of antibiotics, fluid therapy and pain relief. This is our final little guy in the group and he's now showing symptoms as well. Unfortunately, one of them passed away last night that we were treating and one's still alive, so we've contacted some monkey experts to see if we can get any advice on what more we can do because they're just getting sicker and sicker. Without knowing the diagnosis, treatment was very difficult and the poor monkeys kept dropping like flies. Unfortunately, despite our best efforts, we lost all 5 of the group within 24 hours of my arrival. We have sent off autopsy samples to get an answer as to why and how this happened. But it wasn't all bad news, as a heavily pregnant dog arrived that was having a lot of trouble giving birth. With only the local veterinarian, myself and Antonio from the rescue centre, we were all put to work trying to save her and her puppies. Unfortunately, 3 were stillborn and the remaining 6 were born without breathing and 2 without heartbeats. I began resuscitating them with the most basic of supplies, suctioning out mucus, tying off umbilical cords and stimulating their little bodies to live. Eventually, we had music to our ears. We dried them all off and attached them to their poor sleeping mummy dog. Moments like these really help bring some light into an otherwise dark day. We're just going to do a quick check on the other animals at the zoo, make sure everybody's looking healthy. So far everyone seems good though.
Oh, what have you got? You look lovely and healthy. Yes, you do too. Hello. What have I got, huh? Oh, you're sniffing.
How is everybody? Oh.
How are you feeling, darling? Are you both well? Huh? What have I got? Good.
Hello, Sissy.
Hello, darling. How are you, eh? You feeling good? You're all eating. You look healthy. How about you, Susie? You feeling good? Yeah?
Luckily, the rest of the rescue centre was healthy and happy, helping bring a smile to all of our faces after a rough day. Join us next episode as we continue work on the engine, go on a massive cleaning spree and have a booby on board. Until next time, stay chuffed everybody.